Hey everybody, it's Candy, aka Brown Eyed Girl 69. Thought I'd come back for another little chat. This chat's going to be about 420 though. One of the main reasons why I wanted to move out of my old apartment was because I couldn't smoke freely in it. When I first moved into the apartment, it was made known that you weren't supposed to smoke cigarettes, tobacco. But nothing was said about marijuana. When I first moved into my apartment, I was the only one up there. There was one other apartment next door to me, but it was vacant. So for 4 months, I was the only one upstairs. And so I did participate in having conversations with Mary Jane. And occasionally my kids would come over and we'd all conversate with Mary Jane as well together. But I tried to keep it on the down low, you know. Well, one day my landlord said something to me about it smelling like cannabis out in the hallway. So after that, I had to be very, very discreet. Now, I had two neighbors that I lived next door to the whole entire time I lived there. The first couple moved in August of 2021 and was there till May of 22. And then the next couple didn't move in until August of 22, and they're still currently there. Now, when this new couple moved in, their name's Tom and Janet. When Tom and Janet moved in, I basically told them, hey, look, if you hear me, if I'm too loud, let me know. If you smell any funny smells, let me know. You know, I like to burn sage and incense and candles and stuff like that. So, if it gets to be too overwhelming for you, just let me know. Well, the whole entire time they've been there, they've never come and knocked on my door, said, we smell marijuana. No, none of that ever happened, but I was always paranoid that it was going to happen, you know, every time I took a smoke. So most of the time, when I would smoke, I would always usually utilize this little guy, which is a little one-hitter, and then I would utilize this, which is my chillum, and then I got this like cap, so I can cap it off a little bit, and then, you know, it puts it out, it extinguishes it pretty quickly. And then I have, of course, my trusty bubbler. And I would use the cap for it too, you know, and cap it off. So I couldn't smoke freely, you know. I'd have to take a hit, kind of wait a little bit. I couldn't let the air be on, regardless if it was during the winter or during the summer. So I'd have to, like, during the summer months, I'd get it freezing cold down in there. Down to, like, you know, 64, 65 degrees, and then let it go back up to, like, you know, I'd have time that way to allow the temperature to rise before I needed to turn the AC on again. Same with the heat. I would have to get it scorching hot in there. And then, you know, by the time it started getting cold again, well, I was already done with my smoke session, etc., etc. But now, this apartment I live in, the landlady knows. My neighbors upstairs smoke, and then the neighbor on the other side of the stairwell going upstairs, they smoke. So all three of us in these apartments smoke. So my landlady told me she doesn't really care. And I told her, I was like, well, you know, I'm not going to sit here and puff all day, but most of the time since I've moved in, I don't smoke all the time, but I've smoked quite a bit since I've moved in here. Tonight, since I haven't done this in a while because it usually causes it to smoke too much, I like to do dabs occasionally. Here's my nectar collector, is what they call it. And then, of course, I have my good old handy torch. to light into the nectar collector. And then I got dabs that I can do. Or you can just put some of the dab or wax, whatever you want to call it, batter, however you got it, in with your weed and smoke it that way. So that's what I did this go around. I loaded the bowl, and I took a little piece of dab and I rolled it into like a little worm, and then I just laid it across there, and then I added a little bit more weed on top of it. I love it when it gets milky like that. I love this spread blower. The only issue I have with keeping it clean is it's hard to get inside of here and up here on the stem. And also, the water level only goes to here, and I'll let it soak in alcohol, and I'll shake the heck out of it, but I still always have like a little bit of a residue here in this section. And since I don't really have a decent, because the stem goes all the way down, basically, the stem goes all the way down, and then I just have this little carburetor, and then an entrance into here, so there's just really no way for me to even try to get in there to clean it properly. It's the only downfall about it, but I love it. I love the Sherlock stem aspect of it. But yeah, I just thought I'd have a conversation with Mary Jane and with some of my baby TV friends out there and talk about some of my stuff, you know, and my situation. And I definitely feel freer here in the apartment, and I've gotten it done. I've taken a lot of pictures. I did try to put together a movie. Well, it wasn't really a movie. It was an animation. And I had like 47 pictures, all the way from the very beginning all the way to the very end product. How it looked when I first started packing, to an empty apartment, to how it started looking when I first started moving in here, to now what it looks like now. I am very happy and pleased with where everything is right now. I'm still waiting on a bed to arrive. She has the bed, she just needs to get slats underneath it to hold the mattress, because I guess she either lost them or gave them away or something accidentally. But I think she's going to try to get it over here tomorrow. Once she gets my bed over here and I can pretty much decide where I'm going to situate it, then I think she has a nightstand also for me. I can situate that and decide where I want to unpack things, you know. But for now, I'm just sleeping out here on the couch. This is my bed as well. It's just my hangout area, which is a little different than when I lived upstairs, because when I lived upstairs, my hangout area was the bedroom. I never hung out in the living room at all. I didn't have a bed either then. When I first started living in the apartment, I was sleeping on the floor, 100%. And then I got like an air bed and air mattress and stuff like that. But, you know, over a period of time, they just stopped working the way I wanted them to. And they're not intended for daily use. And, well, eventually they just give out on you. So I went back to sleeping on the floor, but then that got to me again. So I took the cushions off the couch, moved those into the bedroom, and put a few blankets up on top of the cushions. And that's how that's how I slept. Probably for the last 6 months, I would say. I've slept like that. So, I'm really grateful for this bed when it arrives. But, you know, it hasn't gotten me down not having a bed. Actually, the only reason why I'm able to deal with sleeping this way is because of the fact that I was homeless for so long. You know, I've slept on cardboard, I've slept on cement, I've slept on grass, I've slept on dirt, I've slept in so many places, you know, on so many surfaces. Sand, that was comfortable. I really loved sleeping on the beach. I just didn't like waking up in the morning with all the dampness, you know, because of the humidity and whatnot. time of year that it was as well. I think we spent fall until spring there. It wasn't summer yet. We left before summer hit. We was up in Ashland, Oregon by the time summer hit. Which, it was cooler up there, but, you know, it was still pretty warm for summer. But I'll tell you what, those winters are brutal in Oregon. Especially if you're outside living in a tent. But anyways, so yeah, I'm basically just chilling tonight. I don't have to work tomorrow. I don't have anything pending that I need to do, per se. I think I will probably be making a trip to Norman, because it's been a couple of weeks since I drove up there. I need to get me another vape, nicotine vape. The one that I currently have is basically dead. The juice is flashing red. Doesn't taste too bad. The last time I hit it, it's kind of gave me a burnt flavor, but it's been a minute, so it's sat for a second. But I have my regular flavored ones. I have my menthol one, and then I have a golden tobacco one, which is like a regular light tobacco flavor. So I'll probably go to Norman to get me a vape tomorrow, and then I might swing by Dutch Brothers to get me my specialty coffee drink, which right now I have made my own. I have been making my own cold brew. I can't afford to go out anymore. I can't afford to go buy anything extra or, you know, just impulsive buy. I can't do it. I can't afford it. I'm working 32 hours a week. I make about $12 an hour, and I'm living on about $75 a week after all my bills are said and done. That's all I live on. $75 a week. Yes, I do get food stamps. I get $235 a month for food, but $235 in food does not go very far nowadays. I'm usually broke on my food stamps by the end of the month. Now, if I budget a little bit better and write out a list of exactly what I need, and I get it within a specific time frame where I still have like 10 days or something before like it expires, and I don't go through it in that time frame. If I can stretch my food out then I might have food stamps that actually last me all month, you know. It just depends on how I buy and what I buy. And now that I've moved down here, I'm going to start trying to eat better. I'm going to start preparing smaller meals. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. It's so hard to cook for one person, you know. It's just too hard to cook for one person. Because I can make like a boxed meal, for instance, like a hamburger helper. And me and my kids used to eat that a lot when we lived in Colorado, and when we moved down here too, and they were coming over for dinner like 3-4 nights out of the week. We were eating a lot of hamburger helper, but I could make a hamburger helper and it feed us. It would feed me, Kelsey, Hunter, and the baby a little bit. Baby Everly, not baby Cadence. But, yeah, so it's just hard because I wind up throwing the food away, and then I just waste it, you know. I don't like wasting food. There's too many people in this world starving. Too many people in this world suffering. Too many people in this world just wishing somebody would reach out to them. You know? There's just too many people in this world that aren't where they need to be. And that's not by societal standards. That's just by human standards, you know, based off our God-given rights that we were born with, you know, and that is in our Constitution. And it says something about, you know, we're free to, you know, be free from religion, have freedom of speech. Supposed to be separation of church and state, slash government, but it's all, it's all a racket, basically. But we do have human rights that are God gifts that can't be taken away from us. And, yeah, I just had a brain fart. I don't even really know where I was going with that. Sorry. Oh, about the cost of living and things of that nature. So yeah, it's just hard to make it nowadays. I'm a Gen Xer. Yeah, I'm a Gen Xer. I was born in 1969. I'm 54 years old. And I've seen a lot of shit in my life. My mom, she's 90 years old. She's still alive. She still drives a car. She lives in her own home. Keeps it clean. Cooks for herself. Or prepares her own food, however she does it. Takes care of herself. And she still goes out Tuesdays. I think it's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. She still goes out in the morning times and helps out with this thing called the Clothes Closet. That's through First Baptist Church of our small town. So she's been doing that for years. That's her only socialization, though, so she loves doing it. It just gets her out of the house, and she's doing a good deed. She's helping the community. And there's a lot of people that utilize it, a lot of local homeless people, low-income people. So, yeah, I'm blessed to say that my mom's blessed to be able to still get out and about and do those things. And the fact that she's seen one grandchild from me, and now she's about to have 3 great-grandchildren. 2 great-granddaughters and a grandson. Great-grandson. It's what my mother will leave behind as a legacy. Even though she was my adopted mother. She's not my blood mother. That's another subject matter for another time. Even though I think I do have videos on it, but those were made years ago when I still had a lot of emotion behind it. She found me in 2008, so shit, what was that? 15 years ago, I think is when she found me. I haven't really communicated with a woman in probably about 13 years on a regular basis, reaching out, I think, for a few years, on birthdays and at Christmas time. That was about it. And now it's just the point where I don't really talk to the woman. She knows about her great-grandchildren as well, but she's made no attempt, of contact, so I'm done, basically. Anyways, it looks like this video is going on about 20 minutes, and about 18. I'm going to go ahead and peace out, go ahead and have one more little sesh with her, and we'll catch you on the next go-around. Until then, peace, love, nugs. Smoke it, if you got it. And, yeah, peace, love, nugs, hugs. I love you guys. Y'all stay blessed.